In this video, we will be discussing a super powerful buy-sell indicator called Mobo bands or momentum breakout bands. We will also combine it with other confirmation indicators to create a powerful momentum pullback and breakout strategy that can be used for maximum profitability. Well, enough talk. Let's get into it. The Mobo bands indicator is a modified version of the popular Bollinger Bands indicator. It has an adjusted standard deviation and can be used to identify potential buying and selling opportunities in the market. Despite its scary predictiveness of the market, the Mobo Bands indicator is available for free on TradingView. To add it to our chart, we're going to click on Indicators, then type in Mobo Bands, and select this one by Barrett Denning. Now, looking at this indicator, you can see that it's very similar to the famous Bollinger Bands indicator. Only difference being that this one resides on this bottom window instead of being overlaid on the chart. These bands are just Bollinger Bands but with an adjusted standard deviation. This top line represents the upper Bollinger Band, this bottom line represents the lower Bollinger Band, and this line in the center represents the middle band of the Bollinger Bands indicator. This yellow line is a momentum oscillator and it's going to be used to identify when the price breaks above or below the Mobo bands. This white line is the zero line and it represents the center of the Mobo bands indicator. Now, these bands suggest that all markets have periods of consolidations, and when the price is inside the bands, the market is considered to have no trend. The bands create a channel around the price, and when the price moves above or below the channel, that is considered a momentum breakout. This yellow line is the one that's going to be used to identify when the price moves above or below the channel. For our strategy, we're not going to be needing this zero line, so let's access the settings and hide it. Then on the Inputs tab, change the price source to close, and then click OK. Now, how are we going to be using this indicator to trade? Well, when the price has a momentum breakout above the bands, indicated by this yellow line crossing the bands upwards, that is considered a buy signal, indicating that the price may continue to move upwards. Conversely, when there is a momentum breakout below the bands, indicated by this yellow line crossing the bands downwards, that is considered a sell signal, indicating that the price may continue to move downwards. Now, let's add one more confirmation indicator to the chart to make our strategy even better. Click on Indicators, then type in SSL Hybrid, select this one by Mickle. Then we're going to change the settings. To do that, just click here. On the Inputs tab, change the baseline type to EMA, and then change the baseline length to 30. Then on the Style tab, uncheck everything except for this MA baseline option. And then here you can modify the colors of the MA baseline. I like to change color 1 to green and color 2 to red. We're going to be using this MA baseline as our trend filter to ensure that we're only trading in the direction of the predominant trend. Now, let's explore the conditions needed for entering trades with this strategy. But before that, what broker do you guys use to trade? Personally, I use hankotrade. As you can see here, this is my trading history. I mainly scalp gold. And up here, you can see that it's a live account. The reason why I love hankotrade so much is because of their extremely low commissions and spreads. On Forex, for example, the spreads can go as low as 0.0 pips, which is the lowest it can go. For those of you that love high leverage, hankotrade offers up to 500x leverage, which basically means that my $1,000 deposit could have the buying power of $500,000, which is really insane. And if that's not enough, they're also going to give you a 100% bonus for all your deposits up to $25,000. So if you deposit, say, $500, they're going to give you a bonus of $500, so you'll have $1,000 to trade with. To get access to the bonus, as well as all the other perks, sign up to hankotrade using the link in the description of this video. Now, back to the video. To enter a long trade, these are the conditions. First, the market should be trading above the MA baseline to indicate that it's in a bullish trend. Second, the price must pull back and touch the MA baseline without breaking and closing below the baseline. If it breaks and closes below the MA baseline like it did right here, we simply skip that setup. After the pullback, we want the next signal on the Mobo bands indicator to be a buy signal. This basically indicates that the market is having a momentum breakout above the Bollinger Bands and therefore a higher probability of an upward move. If the next signal after the pullback happens to be a sell signal, we will have to skip that setup altogether. We're gonna enter a long trade here, set our stop loss below the most recent swing low, which is the lowest price point reached by the last 5 to 10 candles, and for the take profit, we're gonna set it at 2 times the risk. We let this trade run and take profit. Now here is an example where you wouldn't have taken the trade. As we can see here, the market was trading above the MA baseline, indicating that it's in a bullish trend. Then the price pulled back to the MA baseline, and the Mobo bands indicator printed a buy signal after the pullback. All the entry conditions are met on this candle, except for the fact that the price broke and closed below the MA baseline during this pullback. This basically invalidates this entire setup, so we shouldn't take this trade.
But wait a minute, what if we just took the trade?
Well, let's find out. As you can see, the price barely went into any profit before reversing and heading straight for a stop loss level. If you like this video so far, take a second and hit that like button below, because by doing that, you're really motivating us to keep creating these free and value-packed videos for you guys. So please do that. Now, to enter a short trade, we basically just have to do the opposite of everything we did for long trades. Here's what I mean. First, the market should be trading below the MA baseline to indicate that it's in a bearish trend. Second, the price must pull back and touch the MA baseline without breaking and closing above the baseline. If it breaks and closes above the MA baseline like it did right here, we simply skip this setup. After the pullback, we want the next signal on the Mobo bands indicator to be a sell signal. This basically indicates that the market is having a momentum breakout below the Bollinger Bands and therefore a higher probability of a downward move. If the next signal after the pullback happens to be a buy signal, we will have to skip that setup altogether. We're gonna enter a short trade here, set our stop loss above the most recent swing high, which is the highest price point reached by the last 5 to 10 candles, and for the take profit, we're gonna set it at 2 times the risk. We let this trade run, and it hits take profit. This is just one of the many strategies that you can use with the Mobo bands indicator. You can even use it alongside price action, or support and resistance, or smart money concepts. The opportunities are endless. The goal of my YouTube channel is to just give you the basic ideas of trading strategies in form of indicator combinations upon which you can find the inspiration to create your own profitable trading systems. So if you're looking for that indicator, the one that will be the greatest addition ever to your strategy, hit the like button below and consider subscribing to stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.